Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to cut through the noise and turn information overload into, well, actionable knowledge. Today, we're tackling something huge for creators, experts, anyone building a community online, the problem of relying on big social media platforms.
Oh, yeah. It's a massive challenge. You spend all this time, years maybe, building an audience.
Only for an algorithm tweak or a policy change to just pull the rug out from under you, no control, intrusive ads driving people away.
Exactly. It's like you're building this amazing house, but on land, you're just renting.
Renting from a landlord who can change the rules anytime, or worse, kick you out. Your whole business model is constantly teetering.
Definitely precarious.
So our mission today is pretty ambitious. We're going deep into the strategies, the advanced stuff from our sources on how to escape that cycle. We're talking about building and monetizing your own custom social network. And the key here is using what's called social network as a service SNaaS.
Right. Providers like Linkspreed, for example.
Yeah.
They basically give you the tools to build your own platform, giving control back to you, the community owner.
Okay, so the sources lay out a blueprint then for making this work financially.
A really detailed one, yeah. It's about creating revenue streams that are sustainable, that respect privacy, that build trust. It's flipping the old model on its head.
Flipping it how?
Well, instead of your users being the products sold to advertisers, like on the big platforms, here, your users are the customers. They're paying for actual value you provide. It's a fundamental shift.
That's a huge distinction. Okay, let's hammer down the core advantages right away. If you use a SNaaS solution like Linkspreed, what are the absolute must-have benefits you just don't get on, say, Facebook or LinkedIn?
It really boils down to control over three critical assets. First, and this is maybe the biggest one, complete data ownership. Meaning every insight, every user interaction, every preference shared within your community, it all belongs to you, not some giant corporation.
Okay. And that lets you make smarter decisions, tailor things better, without all the ethical headaches of external data mining.
Precisely. And you can be transparent about it with your users, which builds immediate trust. Your data stays here, helps us serve you better, that kind of thing.
Right. Huge. What's number two?
Second is total control over the user experience. Think about it. No more waking up to find your reach slashed by 80% because of some random algorithm change you didn't even know about.
Yeah, that's the nightmare scenario for so many creators.
With SNaaS, you control the features, the design, the content feeds, everything. You optimize for what your members need and want, for engagement, for conversion, not for maximizing ad views for someone else. Stability.
Okay, data ownership, UX control. And the third one must be about the money, right?
That's where the rubber meets the road, exactly.
Yeah.
The freedom to implement creative, sensible revenue models.
Because you own the playground.
You own the playground.
Yeah.
Platforms like Linkspreed are often built with this in mind. So
Yeah.
you're not constrained by restrictive terms of service from big tech or clunky third-party ad systems. You can set up memberships, find high-value sponsors, sell your own products, all seamlessly within your own trusted space.
Sounds powerful. Sounds like maybe a bit more work up front.
It can be, sure, but the payoff is owning the financial destiny of your community. Real ownership.
Okay, so the potential is clear. But before we jump into charging money, the sources seem to really stress something foundational. You can't just slap a price tag on day one.
Absolutely not. That's the critical pre-monetization mindset. You cannot monetize an empty room, and you definitely can't monetize something people can get for free just as easily somewhere else.
Patience and building value first.
It's non-negotiable. Monetization only works if it rests on a foundation of real engagement, high retention, and a unique community culture. You have to build something substantial, something irreplaceable, before you ask for payment.
So let's break down that foundation. The sources talk about 3 pillars of value creation needed before you think about paid tiers. Pillar 1.
Solve a real problem, a specific one. Your network needs to address a genuine pain point, offer specialized knowledge, or provide connections that people just can't easily find elsewhere.
Not just general chat about, I don't know, cat.
Probably not, unless it's highly specialized cat breeding genetics or something. We're talking niche. Advanced B2B marketing tactics, specific coding frameworks, complex regulations for a certain industry, something that helps members earn more, save time, achieve a difficult goal. That's tangible value people recognize and will potentially pay for.
Makes sense. So you've got the why. Pillar 2 is about the who and how many. Critical mass.
Right. This is where many new communities stumble. Someone joins, sees it's quiet, maybe a few posts from weeks ago.
And they're gone instantly. Bounce.
Exactly. Critical mass isn't just about the total number of signups. It's about activity. You need a core group, maybe 100, 200, really engaged people who are consistently posting, answering questions, sharing insights.
Yeah.
Enough activity that a new member finds value immediately, even if you, the founder, haven't posted that day.
And they need to be welcoming, right? Setting the tone.
Crucial. They act as informal ambassadors, helping newcomers, making people feel like they belong. That keeps the flywheel spinning.
Okay, so activity is key, which naturally leads to pillar 3, identifying and leveraging your super users, the engine room you called them.
They really are. These are your most engaged members, the ones posting frequently, maybe even helping moderate threads without being asked. They shape the culture.
And they're crucial for monetization too, not just engagement.
Absolutely. They are your most likely first subscribers when you do launch paid options. They're your best beta testers for new premium features. And they're your most credible advocates. If they see the value in paying, others are much more likely to follow.
So how do you tap into that? You need their buy-in, their feedback on what's worth paying for without making them feel, I don't know, exploited.
Good question. First, you identify them using platform analytics, who's posting, commenting, spending time. Then you engage them directly, but respectfully. Maybe private surveys or an exclusive founding members or advisor group. Ask them.
Ask them what they need.
Yeah. What are your biggest challenges right now? What tools or resources would make the biggest difference for you? What kind of premium content would you find valuable? If your super users keep talking about needing, say, advanced templates or private coaching sessions, that's a massive clue for what to put in your higher tiers.
So you're not just guessing, you're co-creating the premium value with your most committed members.
Exactly. It de-risks the whole launch. You build what they already told you they need.
Okay, so the foundation. Solve a specific problem, get enough active people, critical mass, and listen closely to your super users. Once that's solid, then we can talk money. The sources lay out 5 primary strategies for generating predictable income, especially on a platform like Linkspreed. Let's dive in.
All right, strategy 1. This feels like the bedrock for many. Subscriptions and membership fees. Predictable revenue.
Yes, this is all about building that monthly recurring revenue, or MRR. It gives you stability, lets you budget, reinvest in the community. It's the engine.
And platforms like Linkspreed make this easier technically. Much easier. They're often designed for this. You can easily gate access, restrict certain groups, content libraries, features to paying members using built-in tools. No need to cobble together complex, sometimes unreliable third-party solutions. It's integrated.
Now, the sources advise against just one flat fee. They strongly recommend tiers, usually 3. What's the thinking there?
Tiering is smart segmentation. It lets you capture value from different types of users with different needs and budgets. First, you absolutely need a free or basic tier.
Free, even if the goal is monetization.
Yes, essential. This tier gives access to the core stuff, the main discussion feed, maybe some basic groups. It needs to offer enough value to keep attracting new members and demonstrate what the community is about. This is your growth engine and the top of your sales funnel. Without it, you stagnate.
Okay, so the free tier fuels growth. Then comes the standard or pro tier. This is where the money starts coming in, presumably.
Typically, yeah. This is often where the bulk of your paying members will be. The key is it has to offer significantly more functional value. Think access to more specialized advanced groups or exclusive content archives, years of webinars, guides, templates, maybe early access to new platform features.
So it's about depth and speed, getting beyond the basics.
Exactly. You're buying your way into the deeper knowledge, the more serious discussions, the practical tools.
And then the top level, VIP or all access. This needs to justify a much higher price point. What makes it worth it?
Scarcity and access. It's less about just more content and more about high-value, limited availability stuff. It includes everything in Pro, obviously, but adds things like, say, monthly one-on-one strategy calls with you, the expert owner, or access to exclusive annual reports or data. Maybe private mentorship circles with only 10, 15 people.
Direct access, personalized attention, things that don't scale easily.
That's the point. You're selling exclusivity and direct value. If the Pro tier is about depth, VIP is about proximity and unique advantage.
And the incentive has to be genuinely premium, right? Not just slightly better content.
Absolutely. It has to be high quality and truly exclusive. For a professional group, maybe it's certified training modules that offer a real industry credential. Or proprietary research. Even just a guaranteed ad-free experience can be a powerful motivator to upgrade from basic or free.
Let's talk pricing tactics. How do you get people over the hurdle of putting in their credit card details?
2 key psychological tools. First, Offer a free trial. 7 days, maybe 14 days is pretty standard. It dramatically lowers the barrier. People are much more willing to try if they know they can cancel before being charged.
Reduces the perceived risk.
Exactly. Second, always offer a significant discount for paying annually instead of monthly. Like pay for 10 months, get 12. This does two great things. Locks in revenue upfront for you, boosting cash flow, and it significantly reduces churn because people are committed for longer.
Makes sense. You also mentioned a different model, cohort-based pricing. How does that fit in? It sounds less recurring.
It is different. It's usually for really intensive, time-bound programs. Think Career Accelerator or learning a complex skill quickly. Instead of, say, $50 a month forever, you charge a much higher one-time or maybe time-limited fee, maybe $1,000, $2,000 for joining a specific group, a cohort that starts on a set date.
And that cohort gets dedicated coaching for a fixed period.
Right. Intense focus for maybe 8 or 12 weeks. It commands a high price because of the scarcity, it only runs certain times, and the promise of transformation within that period. Massive revenue spikes.
But sounds like a lot more work for the owner during that time. Less scalable.
That's the trade-off. It's demanding, yes. But it's great for launching high-ticket offerings or specific programs. It probably shouldn't be your only income stream, but it can be a very profitable part of the mix.
Okay, that covers memberships. Strategy 2 is advertising and sponsorship. But this sounds very different from the annoying ads we see everywhere else.
World's different. Because you own the platform and the data, you control the ad experience. We're contrasting those awful privacy-invading, often irrelevant programmatic ads with carefully curated, high-value sponsorships.
So no programmatic ad networks churning out low-quality banners.
Ideally, no. The sources strongly recommend focusing on direct sold sponsorships. Find a small number, maybe just 3 to 5 really relevant partners whose products or services genuinely align with your community's niche.
And sell them high-impact placements.
Exactly. Things like being the sponsor of the week with a banner or sponsoring a specific section or podcast within the community. You charge a premium for direct access to your targeted audience. It brings in way more revenue per placement than programmatic ads, and crucially, it respects the user experience because the sponsors are relevant and limited.
But isn't relying on just a few sponsors risky? What if one pulls out?
That's a fair point. You need to manage that risk. Stagger the contract lengths so they don't all expire at once. And financially, you shouldn't build your budget assuming all sponsors will stay forever. No single sponsor should account for, say, more than 25% of your sponsorship revenue. Your membership base, strategy 1, needs to be the stable core.
How do you integrate these sponsors naturally so it doesn't feel intrusive?
Creative integration is key. Content sponsorships are great. A relevant company, maybe a software tool your members use, could underwrite the cost of a valuable piece of content, like a big research report or a video series.
But the sponsor doesn't dictate the content itself.
Absolutely crucial. Editorial independence must be maintained. The sponsor gets brand association with valuable content, not control over it. Another way is branded groups or channels.
How does that work?
If you have a subgroup on, let's say, AI tools for marketing, you could partner with a leading AI marketing software company to sponsor that specific group. They get continuous visibility right where their ideal customers are discussing relevant topics. It feels natural because they're supporting the conversation.
And underpinning all of this is the promise of data-respecting ads, leveraging that SNaaS advantage.
This is your unique selling proposition for sponsors and members. You have to be crystal clear. We only target based on information you share with us within this community, like which groups you're in or interests you list in your profile. We are not tracking your browsing across the web.
That transparency builds massive trust.
Massive. It reinforces the value of the private community and makes members and relevant sponsors much more comfortable engaging and, frankly, spending money there. It's a competitive edge.
Okay, strategy 3, affiliate marketing. This is interesting because the sources say it works better in these niche-ness communities. Why?
It comes back to that word, trust. On the open web, everyone's skeptical of affiliate links. Is this a genuine recommendation or just a cash grab?
Right, you assume the motive is purely financial.
But inside a high-trust community you've built, recommendations from the owner or from respected senior members carry real weight. People believe you're suggesting tools or resources because they'll actually help them succeed in the niche.
But you still need to be upfront about it, legally and ethically.
Non-negotiable. Clear disclosure. This is an affiliate link, meaning we may earn a commission if you purchase, is essential. Not just for regulations like the FTC, but to maintain that precious trust. Lose the trust, lose the revenue.
And the advice is not to just rely on, say, Amazon associates.
Definitely diversify. Relying on one big program like Amazon is risky. They can slash commission rates overnight. The better strategy is to build relationships with multiple, smaller, more targeted affiliate partners. Think specialized software, essential books, niche courses that your members actually need and discuss, higher margins, more relevant.
How do you make those links easy to find and use?
Create a dedicated tools and resources page or section within your community. This becomes a go-to hub. You list the products you genuinely recommend, explain why they're valuable for this specific community, and include your clearly disclosed affiliate links there. It centralizes everything and feels like a service, not just random links scattered around.
Can you make the affiliate link itself provide extra value?
Yes, that's a pro move. Negotiate exclusive affiliate deals. Go to the vendor and say, look, I have a dedicated, trusting audience of your ideal customers here. If I promote your product, can you offer my members a special discount code?
Like Community Y10 for 10% off.
Exactly. Now, the affiliate link doesn't just potentially earn you money, it actively saves your members money. It reinforces the value of being in the community, makes them feel rewarded, and skyrockets your conversion rates on those links. Win-win.
Smart. Okay, strategy 4 is about leveraging your own authority, selling your own products and services.
This is often the most profitable strategy in the long run. Your SNaaS community, powered by something like Linkspreed, acts as the perfect sales funnel. Why? Because members already know, like, and trust you.
The community itself is proof of your expertise.
Precisely. They've seen your content, benefited from your advice, watched you lead discussions. When you launch your own course, book, or service, there's much less selling needed. The trust is pre-established.
What kinds of products work best? Info products seem like a natural fit.
Very natural. Developing your own signature online course, maybe even a certification program specific to your niche, is a great starting point. If your SNaaS platform, like Linkspreed might, has built-in course modules, even better. You're taking the community's collective knowledge and structuring it into a premium, sellable asset.
What about physical products? The sources mention going beyond just like branded mugs.
Yeah, skip the cheap swag unless it's truly unique. Think high quality, relevant, perhaps limited edition items. If it's a coding community, maybe custom mechanical keyboards or high quality branded notebooks. If it's that analog photography group, maybe limited run, collectible darkroom gear. Scarcity and relevance drive higher prices and reinforce the premium feel.
Exclusivity again.
Always. Maybe offer pre-orders only to VIP members first.
And this strategy also opens the door to high-ticket services, right? Consulting, coaching.
Absolutely. The community becomes your best lead generation tool for things like corporate training workshops based on your niche, paid keynote speaking gigs, or personalized executive coaching packages. These leads are warm, often hot. They've already seen your value proposition demonstrated over months or years.
You're not cold calling. They're essentially raising their hands.
Exactly. And perhaps the smartest aspect of this is using the community for product development itself.
Tell me more about that. Community-driven product development.
Instead of guessing what product to create next, you ask your community. Run polls, do surveys, conduct interviews. What's your single biggest struggle right now? What tool do you wish existed? What's the next skill you need to learn? Find the recurring pain points.
And then build the solution.
And then you build the exact solution they just told you they need. Whether it's a course, a template, a piece of software, a workshop. When you launch it, demand is practically guaranteed because you're fulfilling a need they explicitly voiced. It takes the guesswork out of product creation.
Okay, brings us to the final pillar, strategy 5, events and workshops. Why are these so important in the mix?
Events serve multiple purposes. They create buzz and excitement, offer a really concentrated dose of value, and perhaps most importantly, they can generate significant short-term revenue spikes. Helps smooth out cash flow between, say, product launches.
It's a different kind of engagement than the day-to-day online interaction.
Totally. It's higher touch, more focused. Whether it's virtual or in person, it creates a sense of occasion.
The sources push for a hybrid model for events now.
Yeah, that seems to be the standard best practice. You want high-priced tickets for the in-person experience that's maximum revenue per attendee and fosters deeper connections. But you also need scalable virtual passes, live stream access, maybe recordings for people who can't travel or prefer online. That maximizes reach.
Then don't forget selling the recordings afterwards.
Crucial third income stream. Package up the session recordings, slides, any extra materials, and sell it as a separate digital product long after the event is over. Pure passive revenue from the same core content.
What about smaller, more frequent workshops, micro workshops?
These are fantastic funnel fillers and value adds. Think short, focused, maybe 90-minute sessions on a very specific, actionable skill. Price them low, maybe $20, $30, $50.
Easy commitment, quick win for the member.
Exactly. Low barrier to entry delivers immediate value. And it's a great qualifier. Someone willing to pay $49 for a micro workshop is a much stronger prospect to eventually buy your $500 course or upgrade to a premium membership tier. It tests their willingness to pay.
And events offer another bite at the sponsorship apple, right?
Definitely. You can sell event-specific sponsorships on top of any ongoing platform sponsorships. Things like sponsoring the coffee break, the networking session, putting their logo on event materials, sponsoring a specific speaker track. It's focused, high-visibility exposure to your engaged audience.
Okay, so we have the 5 pillars: subscriptions, controlled ad sponsorships, trusted affiliates, own product services, and events workshops. Now let's talk operations. What does the checklist look like to make all this sustainable on your Linkspreed platform?
Right, because having the strategies isn't enough. Execution matters. First, and we have to keep saying it, focus relentlessly on value. Always. High member satisfaction and retention are the keys to long-term revenue. Happy, engaged members stick around and are more likely to upgrade. Reduce churn by delivering consistent value.
Don't get greedy too early.
Never. Which leads to the second point, phased rollout of monetization. Don't just suddenly lock everything behind the paywall. Introduce premium offers gradually. Test them with your super users first. Maybe A/B test pricing points or feature bundles.
Watch how the community reacts.
Exactly. Monitor the reception. Be ready to adapt quickly if something isn't landing well or feels unfair. Iterate based on feedback.
And leverage that core SNaaS advantage again, data ownership for trust.
Use your control over data transparently. Tell your members how you're using internal anonymized data to improve things for them. Better content, more relevant features, curated resources. Reinforce that their privacy is protected, that they aren't the product being sold. That builds immense goodwill and willingness to invest in the community.
What about the technical and legal nuts and bolts?
Get the legal and financial setup right before you launch paid features. Solid terms of service, a clear privacy policy. And critically, make sure your payment processing, Stripe, PayPal, whatever you use is smoothly integrated. Platforms like Linkspreed often help simplify this, but a clunky checkout process kills conversions faster than almost anything else. Reduce friction there.
And finally, keep listening.
Always. Implement a continuous community feedback loop. Regularly survey members. Ask them what they value most, what they'd be willing to pay for, why they might consider leaving. Use that feedback to constantly refine your pricing, your features, your overall value proposition. Monetization isn't set it and forget it. It needs ongoing attention.
And you mentioned one more potential stream, the Linkspreed Partner Program.
Yeah, that's potentially another angle. If your community becomes a success story on their platform, you could potentially become a partner, refer others looking to build similar communities, and earn referral commissions. It's another way to leverage your success for passive income. Hashtag tag outro.
So when you pull all this together, what's the big picture for someone building a community today?
Well, it really confirms that relying solely on the big free social platforms is just. It's too risky long-term for serious niche businesses or experts. The control isn't there. Our deep dive today shows the path forward is about taking back control, building on your own turf with a SNaaS provider like Linkspreed, and focusing intensely on trust and value. We've covered those 5 key monetization strategies: recurring subscriptions, carefully curated sponsorships, trust-based affiliates, selling your own expertise through products, and creating revenue spikes with events.
And the common thread through all of them is that controlling the platform lets you prioritize your members' experience and trust, rather than just chasing algorithmic visibility or ad clicks.
It fundamentally changes the dynamic. Your financial success as the platform owner becomes directly linked to the value and satisfaction you provide to your paying members. Your incentives are aligned.
So instead of being a tenant, always worried about the landlord changing the locks,
You become the architect. You design the space, you set the rules, you control the commerce, all within your own ecosystem. It's a move from precariousness to ownership.
which leaves us with a really interesting thought to chew on.
If your community's data, its privacy, its overall integrity, if those become your most valuable assets because you own the platform, how does that change your fundamental responsibility to the people paying to be there, compared to the old model where users were the product?
Yeah, what
Right.
entirely new kinds of value, maybe services or insights we haven't even thought of yet, could emerge when the platform owner and the members are truly on the same team, sharing the same incentives around trust, privacy, and mutual success? What does that unlock?